What's up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF, man. Back with another post-game recap. Another bad one, man. Fourth loss in a row. Lakers drop another close one to the Pelicans this time. This was just a non-defensive game. Many mistakes, but I have to really tear somebody up on this one, man. I gotta tear up Lonzo. I'm not happy with Lonzo's play on this game. He went 1 for 12 from beyond the arc and just continued shooting. Just settling for threes over and over and over. Where did his point guard IQ go in this game? This one's specifically on Lonzo. I got to place the blame squarely on his shoulders. As a point guard, it's your job to make sure that you feed the hot hand. And tonight, what do we have? What do we have? We had KCP going off for 20 points, hot hand. Why isn't he getting wide open shots? Why isn't Lonzo penetrating and kicking it out to him? We had Kuzma, who's having a good game with 23 points. Same thing with Randall. We had even Brook Lopez was shooting better than these guys. And Lonzo just kept settling. It's almost like he goes into a funk and he thinks, well, I got to get out of it. I got to get out of it. And he just stays stuck in that mindset. And he never gets out of it. He never gets out of it. He just continues to settle for three after three. It got to the point where the Pelicans were just leaving him wide open. How embarrassing. Just wide open from beyond the arc, and it's in his head now. There's no way. I mean, if I was him, I just wouldn't shoot another three for the rest of the freaking season and just make sure I penetrate, hit some mid-range shots, work on my all-around game, because this is embarrassing, man. You can't go 1 for 12. That sucks, man. That absolutely sucks. And again, it shows another inability from the coaching staff to coach. I mean, did you see that last play they drew up? We couldn't even get a shot off. Here's my gripe with Luke Walton. Kyle Kuzma is probably the best player we had on the floor as a triple threat kind of offensive player because he can stretch you. He can stretch it out from the perimeter. He can take you inside. He can take you off the dribble. Why doesn't he get more shots to end games? I just don't understand it. He was hot too. I don't get it. Why doesn't Kuzma get more chances to close games when he's probably one of our best triple threat players that can get to the basket, play, make, or score from beyond the arc? I don't understand. I don't like this coaching at all. I know I've beaten on a dead horse. You know, this is something I've talked about time and time again, over and over. And I'm tired of talking about it at this point, but this one does fall on Lonzo. I'm very upset with the way he played right into the Pelicans' hands. Obviously, they're leaving you wide open for a reason, dude. You were this team's Rajon Rondo from the past. Even Rondo was hitting shots. Rondo outplayed him. This is like the 4th or 5th point guard in a row that outplays Lonzo, and I'm getting tired of it. Lonzo needs to come out of his funk, or he needs to get punished by the coaching staff by either revoking his minutes. And I know we're thin, but this is where you teach, man. These are teaching moments. Hey, if I'm the head coach and Lonzo keeps settling for three-pointers, he's sitting right next to me. How come he's not held to the same standard D'Angelo Russell was? That's my problem with the coaching staff. They were so strict with D'Angelo Russell in the past, and I know it was a different coaching staff, but still, if he was shooting too much, he would get yanked. And for some reason, we give Lonzo all the leeway in the world to jack up as many three-pointers as he wants. And it's like we had a lead and we just fell apart the last 3 minutes. We went away from everything that was working. And that's, again, part of that does fall on the young players because they're so young, they're going to make mistakes. But that's on the coaching staff as well. I mean, Luke called some good timeouts. I'm not even going to say nothing about that. However, that's crazy, man. That's crazy that Lonzo settled for so many threes. And some of these were contested step-back threes. Those are the main ones I have problems with. And the open ones I have problems with only because he was already 1 for 10 when he's just taking these. But in general, I'm okay with those shots. However, the step-back threes he kept taking, it was just... Obviously, the defense wants him taking those. They're playing the percentages. We never play the percentages. We tried that tonight, and Rondo burned us. Rondo ended up beating us. We took away Anthony Davis's game, which was fine, but Rondo burned us, and we just couldn't score a bucket. Again, it just drives me crazy how it drives me absolutely nuts how Kuzma can never get a shot down the stretch. Ever, ever, ever. Like, if I'm the head coach, I'm drawing plays up for Kuzma. He's very versatile. He's more versatile than Lonzo in the sense that he can penetrate better and finish around the basket and also shoot better than him. Why is Lonzo getting more shots than Kuzma down the stretch? That's obviously what the defense wants. Yeah, I don't know. It drives me crazy, guys. I'm pretty butthurt about this one. I'm not even gonna lie. This one hurts, and I know the Pelicans are playing good basketball right now. This makes it their 4th win in a row, but tough, man. It's just tough. This one really, 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 really pisses me off because how many of these games have we had this season that we could have closed out? We should be a 500 team. Yeah, we can't. We can't close. Time and time again, the bad plays. Why? Why Kuzma doesn't never get any plays called for him? He doesn't even touch the ball. How many times did he touch the ball in the fourth quarter? That just, oof, man. That's crazy. I agree, Pedro, 100%, man. Why can't Lonzo hit a shot? He's all in his head. He was shooting lights out when he came off of his injury, and now he can't hit the side of a barn. You know what he needs to do is just eliminate the three-point shot for the rest of the season till he works on it in the offseason, because his legs are never under him. When he shoots a shot, he's always off balance, fading in one direction. Every shooting coach will tell you that you got to be square, feet pointing towards the basket, and you got to be, maybe he's not, maybe he's just not a off the dribble type shooter. Maybe he's a better catch and shoot guy. But even those he was missing tonight, and it was just a bad game, guys. Defensively, we weren't even trying at times. We gave up 128 points. It's hard to win games like that. Yes, we also scored 125, but come on, man. Seriously, we didn't even protect the rim at all. Even Julius had me disappointed some plays where he didn't try. There were some plays he did and some plays he didn't. They pick and choose. But I just don't like Lonzo settling. Do something else, man. He had 13 rebounds. Great. Great. He had 9 assists. Great. But if you're not scoring, man, you should have had 14 assists. He should have had, he should have contributed elsewhere, man. It's just, that was really low basketball IQ. That's like elementary school, man. It's like, a kid, when you're guarding a kid in elementary school when you're playing, when you're little, and they're wide open, they're going to take the shot every time. We can't play elementary school style basketball. We're in the profession. We're in the pros, man. You got to know that they're baiting you, Lonzo, to shoot those threes. They want you to shoot them because you're off and your teammates are on. They're playing the percentages. You have to get teammates involved, get the ball out of your own hands, and get something going towards the basket. Anything. Just stop settling for threes, especially the contested ones. The contested ones drove me nuts, man. Drove me nuts. I'm not hating on Lonzo. I'm just really upset with his decision making tonight. For a high basketball IQ point guard, I expect so much more from him. That's all. So that's frustrating, That is really frustrating. Kuzma didn't get the ball once in the 5-minute mark. That's what I'm saying, man. He doesn't get any respect from the coaching staff, from his teammates. Why? Why? He's one of the more efficient players we have on this team. Our guards have been bad. You know what? Isaiah Thomas was atrocious tonight. Yes, he did have 15 points, but he also had like 7 turnovers, man. He needs to stop getting himself caught in the air. He still hasn't got his athleticism and legs under him all the way where he can make passes out of the air like he used to. He needs to get rid of those tendencies. It's frustrating. This one falls a lot, not fully, because, it's never the fault of one player that you lose a game, especially when it's a 3-point game. Any course of the game, any couple of shots anybody would have hit would have changed the course. But what I'm saying is this point guard is the head of the snake, man. He's our point guard. He's supposed to make sure that our guys eat, especially when they're hot, and he's supposed to make sure that we get the most efficient shot, during the game, man, especially in clutch time. Rondo outplayed him in the crunch. Rondo got to the rim at will, and they played the two-man game perfectly with him and Anthony Davis. We can't have that. I know that Rondo's a vet. I get that. But Rondo's not a better player than Lonzo. No way. And tonight, it looked like he did. He was. And again, part of that could be the experience, but it's just tough, man. It's really tough stomaching losses like this. And I know these games really don't mean much because we're basically out of the playoffs already, but it means a lot to me because, bad habits die hard. You got to start building habits even in the late season games. You got to start building better habits. We have not been able to close games out well at all. We went on a streak there where we were winning. We won like 8 in a row or something like that, or 7 in a row. And we were playing a sensational basketball. We were closing out games and playing smart and everything. And all of a sudden, what happens, man? All of a sudden, we start getting cocky. Guys start playing for contracts. Guys start playing for stats. The coaching is off. Injuries occur. And now we forget how to play team basketball. We forget how to move the ball around. Lonzo forgets that he's a point guard and that if your shot is 1 for 10, you don't take the extra 2 3-point shots, even if you're wide open, man. If I was Lonzo and my 3 ball's not falling, why not take a couple of dribbles in and either shoot a teardrop or bring in the defense and then, kick it down to somebody below. I mean, there's so many options you can have as a point guard, man. I appreciate that, Mr. Incredible. He said, we got good looks. Sucks that they didn't fall, but Lonzo needs those shots. Only way he's going to get better. Go Lakers. I understand that, bro. The shot. You know what? My thing is he needs to take what the game is giving to him. For example, he was 1 for 10. You know, obviously they're gonna leave you wide open, man. With all that space, there's so much you can do, though. You don't have to settle for that 3. I know that's what it looks like, but if your shot's not falling, don't settle for that 3. That's just my opinion about Rondo. But thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate you. It bothers me because I know he's a better shooter than what he's showing. Obviously, he was a 40% 3-point shooter in college, so he's got to be better. And he already showed us a good clip of like 7-game spree where he was shooting like over 50% from beyond the arc. So he can be a good shooter. He's in his head right now. And in his head, he's trying to shoot his way out of the slump, but he needs to keep his head in the game. You know? 100% on Zoe this time. He's my guy, but everyone has an off night. What you say? Everyone has an off night. Zoe has been off for a while now. And Isaiah Thomas starting to be an issue, in my opinion. I agree, Pedro. Thanks for the donation, bro. I appreciate it. I agree, man. But it's tough, man. Our point guard play has been rough the last couple of games, to say the least. From Lonzo to Isaiah Thomas. KCP came on tonight. He was on fire. But again, it's tough because, you know, we don't feed the hot hand. And we did drop a play. It looks like it was for KCP. Or I'm not sure if they denied our initial play. But we got to get better plays drawn up from out of bounds, man. That was a poorly played. They read it. They were all over it. And come on, man. The last couple of plays that we have chances to win, Luke, I don't know if Luke drew it up, but it didn't work, man. Coaching needs to switch up, and I feel like Luke needs to improve big time or get out. Seriously, this is showtime. You know, the type of coaching he's doing, that's like, I don't know, man. It's not even like D1 level coaching right now. His decisions are really driving me nuts. And I was glad he didn't put in Tyler Ennis. That's why we had a shot tonight. But at the end of the day, man, it's just, we got to give these kids time. I get that. I understand that. But it's just frustrating, man. They have to improve on the fly. And what I'm talking about is, Lonzo, if you're 1 for 11, 1 for 12, just stop shooting, dude. It's not falling for you tonight. You know, there's other options. Other people are hitting shots, man. Sandlot coaching. Thank you, Kevin King. Perfect word. We need better coaching in this, especially, like I said, Kuzma didn't even touch the ball down the stretch. When he's a versatile player who can take you off the dribble, finish around the basket. He could also play make, by the way. Hello? Get him the ball. He's 6'10". Get him the ball. He's a mismatch. Nightmare. Instead, we played right into their hands. Time and time again, we've been doing this season, man. Yes, we really miss Ingram. I agree 100%. Man, it's tough, man. I'm beating the dead horse like crazy this season. I don't think I've ever talked about a coach so much or a coaching staff so much that I have this season. I don't like to focus on that because normally it's not coaches' faults in general, you know. And this game doesn't fall squarely on the coach's shoulders, but they do have played a large role, man. A large role. I was happy Isaiah didn't finish the game, especially the way he was playing. That was an improvement. Also, the fact that he didn't play that horrific two-man combination of Tyler Ennis and Isaiah Thomas. That's an improvement on Luke. But where he's just, man, I really don't appreciate the fact that Kuzma never got a touch. I tweeted it. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I said 2 players that need to close the game, final 6 minutes of the game, are Julius Randle and Kyle Kuzma. And Julius got maybe 1 or 2 touches, but Kuzma never saw the ball. And that's why we lost. It ended up being nothing but 3-pointers from Brook Lopez and Lonzo Ball and even KCP. But, I mean, we didn't get the high efficient shots. We didn't go to the hot hands at the right time. So, Dan, I know why Kuzma doesn't get any love. He's cocky in their eyes. But he's one of the best rookies in this draft. He should be cocky. That's a good thing. He's not arrogant. There's a difference between cockiness and arrogance. And I think you got to like a player's cockiness if he's backing it up. But arrogance, he's not arrogant at all. That's a humble kid. Great. He listens to the coaching staff, you know. It drives me crazy, man. Kuzma was having a great game. Same thing with Randall and Brook. But we never got high efficient shots. We did miss some, I understand. You know, that we could have won this game had one of those shots fallen. But the point is that if you're off, you know, if you're Lonzo Ball and you're off, just don't do that, man. You're better than that. You're a much better point guard than what you showed. He's even a better point guard than Rondo. And Rondo played like, I mean, Rondo always tries to kill us, you know. He's a Celtic at heart. So that's why I can't stand Rondo. But he did his thing. I mean, you got to give him props, you know. You have to give him props. Rondo did his thing. He outplayed both of our guards tonight. He outplayed Isaiah Thomas and he outplayed Lonzo. And he even got in Isaiah Thomas's head again. So that's weakness, man. Not impressed by our guard play other than KCP. Our bigs have been phenomenal. I think Brook Lopez has finally found his role on this team. Not defensively, but offensively. Defensively, we still need a big that can protect the rim. But that's the only reason I wouldn't say re-sign Brook, because he can't swat a fly if it came close to his food. You know, he can't. This guy is not a rim protector. He just isn't. And that's who he is. He's never has been. I guess his blocks were, you know, stat pattern type blocks, but they're not impact blocks. He intimidates nobody. He reminds me of Pau Gasol when he was, you know, on a downward spiral coming out of his prime. That everybody just started coming in the paint, dunking on him. Blake Griffin, everybody was just coming in the paint. No respect. We're at that point again. We don't have that rim protector. We need an Andrew Bynum type. We need somebody like that who can rim protect. That's something we need to address. Another thing is three-point shooting. You know, we need more three-point shooters around the perimeter. I know part of that's because we're injured right now, but still, man, we didn't even play Channing Frye tonight. That's somebody who could have hit a couple of shots for us, and we didn't even play him. I don't understand. I'm telling you, some of these coaching decisions just drive me crazy. I'm sitting at home just thinking, why hasn't Kuzma touched the ball? Driving me crazy. Just driving me crazy. I'm like, he's one of the most versatile players we have. He's been known to be clutch in the fourth quarter. I don't see why he doesn't get to touch the ball, but it is what it is, man. At this stage, we already know the season's over. We're just trying to get to anywhere close to 40 wins. It doesn't look probable anymore the way we've been playing. We dropped 4 winnable games in a row. All 4 of them were winnable. We didn't get blown out of any of them. And 3 of those 4, we had the lead in the second half. And that's another thing I noticed, man. Another thing I've noticed, guys, is that every time we get a lead, we forget how to play completely. We get confident. We forget to go to the hot hand. Everybody wants to be the hero, you know. We stop playing team ball. We stop doing the things that got us that lead. We keep looking up at the scoreboard. That's a problem, you know. Just so many bad decisions. But you know what, guys? It's okay. I'll get over it. You know, it's frustrating. I know you guys are frustrated as well. I'm tired of losing close games. We have all this potential. And even though we were injured, there's no excuses. The Pelicans had played 5 games in 6 nights, and they still showed up for this game. That's why you never make excuses, man. There's never excuses. Again, that was poor point guard play by both the starting and backup point guard. I mean, Lonzo did a good job of doing other things for 3 quarters, and then fourth quarter he forgets to be effective. He just settles for 3-pointers. And that's something he did well the last game. He didn't settle. Matter of fact, I don't think he took more than 2 3-pointers last game. But this game, Luke Walton tells him to be aggressive, but it's not specific. You need specific coaching. You know, you need a coach that's going to be able to communicate exactly what he wants. And if it doesn't translate, the player gets yanked because he needs to know there's consequences to playing dumb. You know? So that's just my opinion. I think Luke wasn't specific enough. He said, I want Lonzo to be more aggressive. I'm going to green light him. But we don't want Lonzo settling for contesting 3-pointers, you know? That's all I'm saying. Like, we want Lonzo to be aggressive, but not settle. You know, there's a difference between aggression and settle. You can be aggressive and play smart still, right? But it's all good, guys. It's all good. I know things are looking up. Things are going to get better. You see the talent. You see us flexing the talent through 3 quarters of this game, and then fourth quarter we fall apart. So I was so happy the way Kuzma had played. You know, I was going to dive all into the stats, but you know my rule. If we lose, I don't give a dang about the stats. So I'm not even going to dive into that. But let's just say a lot of people played good tonight, and, you know, we got to learn how to close out these games. And maybe that'll come when we get our 2 superstars, like Kevin King says. But at the end of the day, there's no excuses, guys. It's the end of the season almost, and I expect our young guys to have learned something from the earlier losses that we have got, but I guess not. A lot of that has to do with coaching. So we need Luke to step up his game or get out, either one, you know. And again, I have not been happy with the late game calls that Luke has called, and I know he has said that the play wasn't for Isaiah Thomas the last game. And what's your excuse for this late game call you did right here? We didn't even get a shot off with 4 seconds. We didn't even get a shot off. You know, blame it on whoever you want, but I think we need improvement from our coach. That's the next thing we need. Our players, yeah, they've been improving, and they still need a lot of improvement, especially Lonzo's jumper and his playmaking abilities. I'm sorry, play finishing abilities. He needs to learn how to finish better. But it's frustrating, guys. These are all winnable games. All winnable games. So it is what it is. I'm going to go down to you guys' comment section. I haven't really read a lot of comments. But go for it. If you guys got something to say, get it off your chest, man. This is basically therapy for me, so I hope it's therapeutic for you guys as well. He said, I hate Rondo. I hate Rondo too, man. I wanted him this offseason. I'm not even going to lie, because I knew he was going to be effective. But unfortunately, he chose the Pelicans, so. Pick the guy so you can get a shot off. Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy for head coach. Man, I'll take anybody who's actually going to, you know, pay close attention to detail and help our young players execute down the stretch of games and just put us in the best position to win games. I need to see Kuzma getting some clutch shots, you know. Dan, you would have traded Kobe after 4 air balls. I'm disappointed in you. No, I'm not saying to trade Lonzo. See, don't put words in my mouth, Showtime. Don't do that. Don't get banned, bro. Seriously, I'm too frustrated to hear dumb quotes like that. First of all, I like you, so I'm gonna let you rock. But don't put words in my mouth. I'm a big fan of Lonzo's. Just because I'm disappointed in him today, don't mean you need to get your panties in a bunch and get all butthurt. See, you guys can't take constructive criticism towards your favorite players. Stop being fanboys. Be Laker fans. As Laker fans, you got to admit when a player has a bad game. Lonzo's one of my favorite young players. Yet he still had a horrible game, atrocious, and he needs to learn from this. Okay? No ands or buts about it. That had nothing to do with Kobe. Stop going back. Stop going back to that. Stop reaching. That's a reach. I said nothing about Kobe. Kobe is my favorite player of all time, one of the best. And I think Lonzo's going to go down as one of the best Lakers as well. I wouldn't trade him. I've said it many times on record. So enough of that. Lonzo's a beast. Get out of here. Exactly. Tell him, Pedro. I'm telling you, man. Some of these people, they're too emotional. If you criticize one of their favorite players, last year was D'Angelo Russell. He was one of my favorite players as well. But I did criticize him when criticism was needed. Okay? That's what you do when you coach. I'm sure Luke has to criticize Lonzo for tonight. He has to go to him, speak to him in person. He's the captain. He's one of the captains of this team. And he needs to go to him and tell him, hey, you know, next time try not to settle for threes, especially, if it gets past 1 for 5, just don't shoot another 3 the rest of the game unless you're wide open and you're feeling it. But other than that, it should never get to 1 for 10, period. Never. Ever should it get to 1 for 10, period. I mean, I don't care who it is. It could be Steph Curry. If Steph Curry shoots 1 for 10, believe me, I'm going to talk crap about him. It is what it is. Like father disappointed with his kids, but still loves them. Exactly. Luke is not a rookie. Go get Fizdale. Dan, you're doing a good job, homie. Don't let them get to you. No, they don't get to me, but I got to tell them the truth, man, because it's frustrating hearing that like they're trying to put words in my mouth. I never said we should trade Lonzo ever. I just said tonight, he took a huge part of this loss, because even after being, 1 for 7, 1 for 8, at some point it has to click in your head. You know what? Not my night. Let me find a way to contribute in a different way. You're a versatile point guard. And he did a lot of things good today. He rebounded exceptionally well with 13 rebounds. He had 9 assists, but he could have had 12 assists and we would have won the game. You know what I mean? So that's all you got to do, man. Keep it 100. Always try to keep it 100 with you guys. Dan, Lonzo has a broken jumper. Can't finish around the rim. Doesn't have a floater. Can't change speeds. Is it bad shot selections? You want me to go on? No. See, you're wrong in a lot of those points. Showtime Lakers 2.0. You said Lonzo has a broken jumper. It's actually not broken because he's shown good sample sizes of him hitting that consistently. So it's not broken. Broken would be Emmanuel Mudiay, who has never gone on any stretch of games hitting jumpers. That's broken. So you're wrong there. Can't finish around the rim. That's where you're wrong. He can finish around the rim. He's shown that. However, he's very tentative. He just needs to get out of his own mind. Most of these problems are mental with him. Doesn't have a floater. Well, not a consistent one at least, but he's shown that from time to time. Can't change speeds. What do you call every time he gets a rebound and pushes the pace and changes speeds? That's exactly what changing speeds is. You get a rebound, you look down the court, you go fast and you slow down and look for teammates. That's changing speeds, and he has blown by defenders with the first step. However, he needs to get stronger and he needs to just improve on his confidence. For me, bad shot selections, I'll give you that. That's the one where you were wrong. You were right. He has lately been settling a lot for contested 3-pointers. Those are the ones that piss me off. The wide open ones, not so much of a problem as long as you're not 1 for 10. But that's it. Dan, did you know that the Lakers have a negative record when Ingram is out? That just shows you his importance. Ingram is huge for us. He's another playmaker. He's a big time scorer, especially down the clutch. He has closed games for us this season. He's made a huge leaps. Yeah, he's a rookie, guys. Anybody who says Lonzo is a bust doesn't know basketball. That's all I got to say. He's a rookie. These are probably the same people that were saying Ingram was a bust last season. The same people that were saying Randall is a bust. You got to give these guys time. Randall wasn't a beast till this season, till he changed his body and got better. So don't even worry about it. Donovan Mitchell is a rookie too. I get that. But see, Donovan Mitchell to me has a great head coach. Okay, and he not only gives him the green light, but he puts him in positions to succeed. Okay, and Donovan Mitchell was in a great situation since the season began. Gordon Hayward left, so there was a huge opening there for scoring. And then he had to take over when Rudy Gobert left. But Donovan Mitchell's basically, him and Rudy Gobert are the only young talents they have on that team, so they have a lot more freedom. We have so many players that are basically, they can't shine fully because we have so much talent. They have to play within the system. Guys like Kuzma, Randall, Lonzo, Ingram, Josh Hart. The list goes on and on from guys that if they were on a different team, they'd probably be averaging more points. But it's not about that to me. Yes, I absolutely love Donovan Mitchell, but he's in a more better situation for him to succeed right away than Lonzo has a lot of pressure on him. Okay. He came in from the beginning of the year. I get it. He's not the same player Donovan Mitchell is. Donovan Mitchell score first, pass second. Okay. However, Lonzo's going to get better, man. He's a walking triple-double. Every night he almost gets a triple-double. He misses it most of the time with his scoring or by one assist or one rebound or something like that. But it is what it is, guys. Look, you can say Donovan Mitchell's better than Lonzo right now. Okay, that's fine. However, remember back in that draft when Steph Curry was drafted? Everybody thought Blake Griffin was the best. That's the same draft that had James Harden, Steph Curry, and so many other players. Some guys are late bloomers. Okay? So you can't give up on young players like that. You just can't. Especially ones that show so much promise. Lonzo has shown more than enough promise. Even if he doesn't score a single point this season, he's still a keeper, guys. And if you don't see that, then I'm not sure I trust your basketball knowledge. You absolutely have to see everything. It's not about immediate impact. Not every rookie's going to come in with immediate impact. Kuzma has had immediate impact, and most of this season he's been off the bench. Can you imagine what he'd be doing right now if he was starting from the beginning? If he was a lottery pick, guarantee you he'd be averaging 20 points per game right now if he was in a different system. If you swap out Kuzma for Donovan Mitchell in that Utah Jazz system, and Rudy Gobert goes down with injury, Kuzma starts, he's probably putting up monster numbers. Because look what he's doing ever since he started again. His production went from 11 points per game all the way up to 17 again. So I'm telling you, it's all about opportunity. You guys that are panicking on Lonzo Ball, it is what it is. I'm not going to try to impact your thinking or whatever. You're entitled to your opinion. All I know is that he is not a bust. That I know for sure. At the very least, Lonzo's going to be a very good starter. At the most, he's going to be a superstar. So it's up to him, the work he puts in the summer, and his improvements when he comes. That's when you're going to find out how good he is. So give him a couple of years and we'll see. Dan, Lonzo needs to hit the bench and earn his spot as a starter like everyone else did. This is what happens when you give players everything. He stops working hard. I don't think it's that, man. Honestly, you can bench him. I wouldn't mind. I don't think he needs to be benched. However, when he's playing bad for that game, then he needs to be riding the pine, especially if he's not making better decisions. I agree with that. But I wouldn't bench him completely. I mean, he still makes our team so much better. He pushes the pace. We're just a much better team when he's on the floor. Dan, I would trade Lonzo for Kawhi and put Ingram at point. Debatable, man. I mean, that's an opinion. That is an opinion. For sure. I wouldn't trade Lonzo just yet. You don't give up on players that are putting up those kinds of numbers. Lonzo will be an elite player. I agree, Pedro. I see it's all there. The only thing that's missing is the scoring, which is the sexiest part of basketball. But just because he's not a sexy player doesn't mean he's not an effective player. I mean, look at the numbers. He's putting up Jason Kidd type stats, and Jason Kidd is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Would you guys have traded Jason Kidd in his prime? I don't think so. So why not hold on to him and wait till he hits his prime, and we'll see what happens. I'm just saying. No need to trade everybody as soon as they have bad games. So got to change his shot. I don't even know about that. However, maybe his release point needs to be a little bit higher or something. Maybe just tweak his shot. But changing his shot is a little drastic. We also what happened to Markelle Fultz when he changed his shot. So I'm not sure I will go that route. Who's giving up on Zoe? A lot of fans, man. They hit me up every time he has bad games. They were doing the same thing with Isaiah. They just, I don't know, man. I guess we have some flip-floppers, but I think those aren't real Laker fans. Real Laker fans stick by their players. Year 2 or 3, that's when you can start making that assessment and say, oh, well, maybe we should get rid of him. He's not as good as we thought he would be. But, I mean, there's some late bloomers, guys. Let's not, come on. Giannis didn't start making that kind of impact till like his 4th year. Look at the stats, man. Go back to those websites and check out the stats. Same thing with other superstars, you know. James Harden, a lot of people thought he was a great six-man like Manu Ginobili. Look at him now, MVP candidate. You give up on young prospects like that, man, you're going to end up giving a gold mine, you know, giving it away. Even Kawhi wasn't the MVP candidate he was right away. Came in as a role player, and he was a really good role player coming in. They liked his motor. He, you know, he got better under Greg Popovich, and now look at him, you know. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's been so many players that have been given up on early, and other teams reap the rewards of fully developed, you know. So, I mean, to me, if you're an impatient Laker fan, then that's ignorance, because how many times have we seen it around the league that a young player doesn't get fully developed and ends up, you know, panning out for a different team? So don't do that, guys. Don't do that. He's only 20. Thank you, Greg. You know, we got to be reasonable. Yes, tonight, very frustrating, very disappointing on Lonzo Ball especially, but it's not the end of the world. Anyways, this season was already lost. We're not making the playoffs. It's okay. It happened. Injuries bit us at the wrong time. Stuff happens. There were trades, all this kind of stuff. It all factors in. But don't worry about it, guys. We have a bright future. Lonzo's going to be special. I'm pretty sure of it, man. He just needs to work. Baby Lakers are afraid to keep leads down the stretch. Yeah, I've seen that. It happens to young teams, but it shouldn't happen this often. Part of that falls on the coaching staff. They need to put our players in better positions to win, to close out games. Kuzma needs to have some shots down the stretch, especially when he's balling. You know, we need to play to our mismatches. You don't see New Orleans going away from Anthony Davis down the stretch. Or if Rondo's playmaking really well, they don't go away from him and have somebody else close the game. You know, Drew Holiday came in and killed us a little bit here and there. But the good coaches always play to their strengths. And that's what Luke has to learn how to do if he's going to be here long term. He has to learn how to play to his team's strength. You know? The only thing I commend Luke on tonight is the fact that he didn't play Tyler Ennis. That's the only thing that gave us a shot tonight. Hey, Dan, why can't Thomas Bryant get in the game, bro? That's a great question, Vincent. And, again, that's a question we got to ask the coaching staff. Right? I mean, I can definitely see a spot for a high-motor guy like Thomas Bryant. Been watching him play here and there in the G League, and he looks really impressive. So why not give him a shot, especially when the season is out of reach? No playoffs coming this year, guys, unfortunately. So Dan, Luke is changing Lonzo play by letting so much people bring up the ball, i.e. Isaiah Thomas, etc., etc. Look, I agree with that. I think Lonzo needs the ball in his hands to be effective, but he also needs to learn how to play off ball, because if LeBron or Paul George or anybody like that comes, he's going to have to be off ball sometimes. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with playing off ball. Some of the best players in this league are off ball. Klay Thompson, you know, Bradley Beal. Some of these guys can go off ball. But it's all good. Young coach, young players, superstars would be like our coaches. I agree, Kevin. I think LeBron comes here, he takes over this team immediately. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, the way Luke has been coaching down the stretch. So, honestly, I don't know. He's scared to go to the rim because he can't shoot free throws. Those are all things that can be addressed over the summer, but he really needs to address them. Dan, let's add to the staff Nash and Stockton. That'd be great. Young players, they need to learn from... You know, one thing I would like Lonzo to learn from Isaiah Thomas that he does really well, and I hope he gets this by the end of the season, is the way he uses his body to penetrate and finish over bigger players. Lonzo is 6'6", all right? Probably a 7-foot wingspan. He should be able to finish over anybody. Just needs to get strong. But you know what, guys? I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you something right now. Don't give up on Lonzo. Do you remember the big leap that Brandon Ingram made from the start of his rookie season to the end and all the way till now? I think I only see the best for Lonzo as well. I mean, he truly showed us improvement after his injury. That was like a 5-6 game stretch when people were already calling him a superstar. All of a sudden, he hits a wall, and you know, now everybody's talking down on him. Don't give up, guys, because anything could happen from here, you know, till next year or beyond that. So, Pedro says 4K and a quarter subscribers. I've been here since the start, bro. That's what's up, Pedro. I appreciate you, fam. I already know you've been here, man. I know you by first name basis. That's what's up. You said Lakers players, 8-man rotation, so they gassed out. No excuses, man. The Pelicans had just come off of 5 games in 6 nights. So, come on. No excuses, man. We should have closed these games out. Hire Fizdale, LA native, Dan? I'll leave that up to you guys to debate. I can't say nothing because people think I'm biased when I talk about who I would like as coach. For now, we're going to rock with Luke because he's the head coach. I'm not going to talk down on him like that. Not trying to get him fired or nothing like that. But he does need to improve big time. Especially if he wants to stick here in LA. Because here, you know, we'll love you if you're good. But if you're bad, whew, pitchforks are coming out. Dan, don't threaten with the ban hammer again. We can disagree. That's fine. Well, don't put words in my mouth. You said that you're disappointed in me because I said we should trade Lonzo or something like that. Something stupid. Don't say stuff like that. Don't get on my nerves. Especially when I'm upset about a Lakers game. You know, I'm a lot more fragile, guys. I don't like people putting words in my mouth. I didn't say that. I'm a big fan of Lonzo. I don't want him traded. You know. It's hard to accept Lonzo shooting threes when the Lakers Nation posts videos of the Lakers practice and Zoe. Let me go back. Zoe can't even make them. Then, well, again, I think this is just an elevation thing with him. Sometimes he's flat-footed. Look at every time he shoots the ball. When he shoots his shots, I feel like his release point is too low. I think he needs to adjust that and shoot it a little bit higher. Shooting coaches will tell you that most of his shots are flat. They're hitting the front of the rim or the back of the rim. He needs to put some more arc on it. So that'll really increase his shooting percentage. If you guys notice tonight, normally KCP's flat as well. You know what he did tonight? He adjusted. Tonight he was shooting. I saw his jumper was a lot higher, and those shots were falling. I mean, he had 8 3-pointers. He was one away from breaking Kobe's road 3-point shooting record. I was kind of happy he didn't have. I was kind of happy he didn't break that record because I love Kobe so much. I don't want potentially a 1-year rental to break it, but yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Pedro. Dan, starting 5 next season, realistically? Realistically, I think it'll be Lonzo, Paul George, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and Julius Randle. I think that can really be our starting 5 next season. And I wouldn't mind. Honestly, we're playing a lot of small ball. Unless we get a rim protector, that's probably it. He does question his shot confidence. I agree. Appreciate your show. Would like to see Bryant get some more minutes at the power forward when Randall needs rest. I agree, Alan. Thank you, bro. I agree, man. We definitely want to see that player. We haven't seen him much at all. You would think we'd give him a shot, you know, to see what he's made of. But we'll see. Maybe by the end of the season. Ingram was having a bad season last season. Now look. Exactly. I tell these people that most rookies, they don't come into their own till like their 3rd or 4th year. So, you know, we'll see. But you got to be patient with these young cats. Very, very patient. Dan, does Luke return? Luke probably does return. However, if we do get a superstar with an ego the size of LeBron James' ego, then he might come with demand. So, I don't know. But we'll see. I got Lonzo, Paul George, Kuzma, Juju, and Jordan. DeAndre Jordan? Wow, that would be crazy. We'll see. We'll see, man. I'm not a huge fan of his, but I wouldn't be mad if we got him. Although I don't think he's worth like the max, which is 25 mil plus. But I don't know. We'll see. It would be interesting. Fizdo or Jackson? That's a good question, man. I'm not ready to get into that, honestly. As long as we got Luke, I'm not going to talk about it. I just feel like either one would be fine for now. Dan, the trolls are starting to aggravate me, bro. You know what, man? Let them have it. You know, let the trolls have it tonight. Let them have it. They all disappear as soon as Lonzo has a good night, or as soon as we start coming back on the map, they disappear. So trolls will be trolls, man. They like getting the best emotions out of us, you know. And sometimes they do get the best out of me. I'll tell you that. I've gone on Twitter and had rants. I've gone on YouTube channels and got in arguments with other like trolls, you know. Even some are even claim to be Laker fans, but some of them aren't really Laker fans. They're just trying to get under your skin. So pay no mind. He has shown he has the ability to attack the hole and go one-on-one against opponents. In addition, attacking the basket will open up others for easier outside shots. Who are you talking about, Lonzo? Yeah, I agree, man. Lonzo has shown a lot of ability. Even his mid-range shot at times looks impressive, but he just doesn't. He just doesn't do it consistently enough. Hitting the road, fam. Be safe. All right, for sure, Pedro. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks again, man. My friend said Randall sucks. You agree? He said we should re-sign him, not get the max. Your friend said Randall sucks? No, I don't agree. Randall doesn't suck, man. He's absolutely putting up monster numbers. He's been a 20-10 guy ever since All-Star break and even before that. So don't even trip. He's a beast. We should re-sign him. Almost at all costs. Not at all costs, but almost at all costs, man. I hope he takes like a $3-4 million shave just to make sure we have a little bit more cap flexibility. But we got to get him. How many people forget Kawhi is superstar? Top 5. Why people cry trade Zoe for BI for Kawhi? Get superstar. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Not going to answer. Randall has been 20-10, man. Yeah, we can't get rid of that. We got to bring him back. Dallas going to go hard for Randall. You think we will match? As long as it's not 25 mil, I think we should be all right. I think we agree more than disagree when it comes to the Lakers. My message is always to stay patient with the players and coaches. I'll keep supporting the Lakers family. Yeah, man, no problem, bro. It's just the way you came off in that question just really irked me. Like, I didn't say nothing about trading nobody. And you were saying you were disappointed in me for some, I don't know what you said, but I don't know. Don't worry about it, man. It's all good. Water under the bridge. Haters are going to hate because we Lakers, baby. All day, Martin. You already know what's up. They don't want us to get back on top because once we get on top, you know, we don't fall off for a good while, so. Randall's going to get paid, bro. Probably. I just don't anticipate a $25 million contract. At least I hope not. Hello, Dan. I share my thoughts with you about the Lakers in the future post. I agree with you about the Lakers. I agree with you with most of what you're saying. You're a true fan. Thank you. I appreciate you. You know what? You're very intelligent yourself, and I appreciate all the comments you have posted. You know, keep posting because I feel like some of us, you know, we could use some of your insight, if you know what I mean. Some of these Laker fans that sometimes get impatient. So thank you. I appreciate it. It's okay if we disagree. In the end of the day, go Lakers. Just don't be rude. Tell him, Michael. Tell him. Oh, you talking to me? I'm never rude, man. I defend myself, but I'm never rude, bro. But yeah, I agree with you, man. You don't have to agree with me. Just don't put words in my mouth ever, because then I'll get upset and I might, you know, come at you the wrong way. But yeah, I mean, I try to stay humble, man. Dan, what is your prediction of the next 5 games? 5-game win streak? I have no predictions, man. The way we're playing right now, and stuff, the way things are going on, depends on how quickly Brandon Ingram comes back. And we were supposed to have him for this game, but unfortunately he didn't play. We'll see, man. I'll see. Truthfully, I think we'll max out PG-13 and sign Randall. Draft a good point guard. A lot of good guards in this draft, so yeah. All good. Showtime, don't even trip, bro. Water under the bridge, bro. We all family. It's all good. Number 1 Laker fan in New York. Hey, shout out to Joseph. That's what's up, bro. Oh, you're talking about everyone? For sure, yeah. Yeah, as long as people don't disrespect, I mean, they don't get disrespected back. I agree. Okay, he said, Dan, Lakers fan, you're very knowledgeable, but I wish you'd be a little more honest about Zoe. And what does that entail? Like, honest how? I mean, you got to be more specific there. Dan said he's better than Kobe. Who? Who said that, Johnny? Come on, bro. Come on, Johnny. You're my man. Don't say that, bro. Hopefully Ingram comes back. Yeah, we need him desperately. We have an incredible core. We just need to grow, get better, and add to that core. But I agree. Yeah, we better beat Memphis. I mean, they're tanking. Good point. If we don't beat Memphis, I'm going to be really disappointed. I don't want LeBron tired of quick fixes. We need to not mortgage our future for quick fixes. I kind of see your point, Vincent. However, we're not mortgaging nothing. LeBron would just sign on. We're not trading nothing. So I feel you, though. Dan, you're funny. You said 41 and 40. You heard it here first. And where's that extra game going to land on? Because, you know, it's an 82-game season, bro. Got jokes. You got jokes. Now I want to win at least 36 wins. For reals. For reals, Kevin King. The bar keeps getting lower and lower. Johnny is a troll right now. I see you, bro. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. The future is messed up. Dude, you're ridiculous. You know? I think you act like an emotional person because you're upset Somebody criticized one of your favorite players. You don't like what somebody says? Okay. You want to go ahead and insult somebody. But you know what? Come with actual facts, bro. If you're going to accuse somebody, actually like state why. Don't just say it because you have no basis to your statement, bro. It's all good. Uneducated people. It's all good. 42 and 40. Yeah, that'd be great. That would be great. Dan, I feel bad for Lonzo. He has been having too much hate this season. This happens every time Lonzo's shooting problems get in his head. I really want Lonzo to succeed. Now his hate will rise. He will be fine, man. Don't even worry about it. Do not even worry about it. It's all good, baby. You know what? A big part of this target was because of his father that he placed on his back. So once the season is over, everything will smooth over, easy. But I feel you on that. Magic is my GOAT. Hey, I never got to see him play, but if I did, he'd probably be my GOAT too. So, yep. I don't disagree with you there, bro. All right, guys, that's going to cut it for me, man. This one went a little bit too long, but I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. 45 minutes in. Thank you, guys. As always, hopefully we beat Memphis coming up. I really hope we get Brandon Ingram back because without him, we're just a different team. So, we're still a very talented team. We could have won this game, but still, I feel like we could have easily won probably 3 or 4 of these games, these last games that we lost. So, it's a little frustrating, but you know what? It's all gravy, baby. As long as the promise in the future is still looking bright, I'm good with that. But thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate all the love. Keep commenting and subscribing and liking. And I'll see you guys soon, man. Much love, Laker Nation. Stay up.